Jai Shri Mataji. Please bow down to the Shri Mataji. Raise your Kundalini and take the Bandhan. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, your Sakshat Sri Adishakti, Mother, please grant us the permission to do the meditation at your lotus feet. Now please keep our right hand towards Mother Earth. Sri Mahakali Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Sri Mahakali Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my left channel and please balance my left side. Now please keep our right hand on our lap and left hand toward the sky. Sri Hanumanji Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Sri Hanumanji Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our both hands on our lap. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, your Sakshat Sri Hanumanji, Mother, please remove all the badhas, all the negativities from my right channel and please balance my right side. Now please concentrate on our central Muladhara chakra, first chakra. Param Pujya Sri Mataji, please awaken Sri Ganesh principle within us. Mother, please awaken Sri Ganesh principle within us and make me innocent like Sri Ganesha.
Hello, welcome all. So, this session is about how to meditate in the house after having our self realization with Sahajayoga meditation. So, you can take a nice seat anywhere comfortable. You can either choose to sit on a chair or you can sit on the floor. Open your both hands like this. Slowly close your eyes. Take a deep breath. If you need, you can take a deep breath many times just to relax yourself. And inside you can say, I have the pure desire to fill my spirit more and more. O energy Kundalini, please make me feel myself more. Now let's put our right hand in our heart. Here we are going to say inside, I am the pure spirit. 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 Now let's put your right hand on your forehead and let's bend down our head towards Mother Earth. Here we can say, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Now let's wide open our right hand and put it on the center of our head. Bend down a little bit towards the Mother Earth and put pressure and move the scalp of the head slowly in clockwise direction. Here we can say inside, O energy Kundalini, please settle down my self-realization. O Mother Kundalini, please settle down in my self-realization. O Mother Kundalini, please settle down in my self-realization. Slowly, when we feel our attention is more settled on this part, the center part of our head, we can bring down our hand. Keep our both hands open, our eyes closed, and we put all our attention on the center part of our head, called as Sahasrara. And we will just be there for some time. If still we have thoughts, we can just say inside, I forgive my thoughts. I forgive my thoughts. I forgive my thoughts. I forgive my thoughts.
Now we will listen lecture of Shri Mataji about problems of Swadhisthana Chakra.
Your power of action, physical and mental. This power of action moves on the right side of the spinal cord and coming to the optic chiasma, it crosses over, passes to the left side, and creates an institution called ego. The institution of ego is a myth. What we do is to get something dead, like some trees dead, so make some platform or some furniture. We take some stones and make a hall, and we think we have done a great job. Actually, what we have done is to reconstruct the dead. But while doing it, we get the feeling that we have done it something. That is how our ego develops. This channel on the right hand side caters to your future. So, those people who plan too much, think too much, exhaust the energy of the center, because the center has the first responsibility to convert the fat cells in the stomach for the use of the brain, which is overused, to make them into gray cells. So when you start thinking too much, it has to work more for this very important function. When it starts working for one function, the other functions are neglected. And the other functions are, it has to cater, to nourish, or to give energy to your liver, to your pancreas, to your spleen, to your kidneys, and part of your intestine. So, once you start neglecting these organs, first your liver suffers. Means the function of liver gets limited. The function of basic liver of the liver basically is to absorb the heat of the body, which is the poison, and allow it to permeate into the bloodstream. But the energy is so limited that it cannot function properly. So this center starts neglecting liver, and liver then cannot get rid of all the heat of the body. So the heat starts flowing upward. When it starts flowing upward, then there's a center, what we call as the right heart, which gets affected. People develop a disease called asthma with it. Also, they develop the disease, what we call as a massive heart attack on the left hand side when the heat reaches there. They also can develop a paralysis of the right side when it reaches the brain. The vulnerability is there, and then it's triggered somehow by the left side action, maybe. Such people are futuristic. They go on planning for the future. Future doesn't exist, only the present is the truth. But they go on planning about future, waste their energies, and ultimately find that all their plans fail. One must know the divine plan. If you know the divine plan, then you don't have to plan because you know the divine is already planning for you everything. When you understand after realization that everything is done by Param Chaitanya, by this all pervading power, by this Ruh, then you do not think that you are doing something. Moreover, as I told you, when the Kundalini rises through the Agya Chakra, both these institutions of ego and superego are sucked in, so there is no ego. So you become egoless. So your karmas or your duties or your so-called work you have done become akarmas. Then you don't talk like this that I have done this, I have done that. They say, oh, it's rising, it's happening, it's working out. To start speaking in the third person. Even sometimes children you will find they talk like that. This little boy won't go because it is obstinate. They'll talk about themselves. If you notice, if they are real life schools, they talk like that in the third person. So you become a third person. And nourishment to this energy, to this center comes through your realization. As the Kundalini is connected to the mains, as a result, you get into balance. You are in thoughtless awareness. Somebody has asked me about the thinking yesterday. So the thought arises from the past or from the future. As we have a capacity to react because of the construction of our body as a prism. It's a little scientific thing, but if you listen to some of my lectures, you'll understand what I mean. Now, what happens when you see something, you react. Anything you see, you react. You see this carpet, you'll react. You will see this mic, you'll react. You'll think something about it. So, a thought comes either from the future or from the past, and there's a wave of thought coming and going, again, thought coming and going. It comes and disappears. In between these thoughts, there's a little space, which is the present. But if I say you pay attention to yourself, to your present, you cannot. Unless and until you are a realized soul. So when the Kundalini rises, these thoughts become, they lean out, means they become thin. When they become thin, the space in between increases, and that's how you become thoughtlessly aware. So the thinking is minimized. Then the liver doesn't have to do all the time the job of converting your fat cells into gray cells. It comes into balance. Then the second one is the pancreas. That is neglected too. In a person who is futuristic, who thinks too much, plans too much, that also become neglected. Now, the function of the pancreas is to absorb the sugar into bloodstream in a proper way. But because it is neglected, it has a very limited energy, it cannot function, so you get diabetes. Because of too much thinking, you get diabetes. As I told you yesterday that in India, if you have to give tea to someone, be careful if he's from a village. Because in the village, you have to put so much sugar that the spoon should stand at right angles. Otherwise, it's no tea for them. And they never get diabetes. Never get diabetes. Diabetes is the headache of the people who sit on chairs, write, think, worry, and are time bound. All such people get diabetes. They are futuristic, egoistical, arrogant, hot tempered. And such people get also heart attacks, which are of a massive nature. The left heart is connected in a way. When there's too much of exertion on the physical side, also one can get heart attack. The another type of heart attack one gets is a angina. That's due to some other reason. That's due to the lethargic heart. So now we have another problem which is very serious, is that of the spleen. Spleen is the speedometer. It's the one that gives us rhythm. If we are rhythmic in life, spleen keeps all right. But we are very hectic. And the function of the spleen is to create red blood corpuscles whenever there is an emergency. So the way we are always under a shock. Early in the morning you get up, what do you see? You read the newspaper, horrid news. I mean, newspapers have to give horrid news. They never give good news, you know. They say we don't want to say if some plane has landed safely, but but if there's a disaster, so many have died, killed in action, murders, horrible things. Naturally, you get a shock because you are a human being, and in a subconscious, you feel in the unconscious area.
Now please open your eyes, bow down to the Shri Mataji and take the bandhan.
This is an improvisation. In the original song, it is said that Malavanti is out, that we'll go to the desert. And Chandrabhage Chatiri. So instead of that, I have put Academy Zahuami Academy. We'll all go to the academy. And the river which runs by The name is Kolar. Kolar Nadit now. This is how we have changed the song to invite you people to the academy. We singing Academy is out.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Academy Nasu. Academy Garu Ami. Academy Nasu. Academy Garu Ami. Academy Nasu.